So, hello and welcome to this special. The Indian team is looking forward to the two-match test series between India and Sri Lanka, and of course, the talk within for tomorrow will be mostly around the team selection. The Indian selection committee is set to pick the squad for the test series, and by tomorrow we will have the squad for the very important. The WTC cycle is on the line, so the a very important test series against Sri Lanka. There are a couple of injury clouds, and let's talk about which players are uncertain at this moment to go to Sri Lanka, and whether that will dent India's chances in this two-match test series. Going to Sri Lanka, playing against them in Sri Lankan condition is never an easy task, and especially the problems India have faced in Test cricket. Let's see whether the Men in Blue can go on to register these two important wins, which will boost up their chances in this WTC race to the final. Let's start with Shamikda. Shamikda, which are the players right now who are under the injury clouds? Washington Sundar, yes. There are a couple of pace bowlers also who are right now under the COE. So, what's the update regarding the injuries before we go on and discuss the squad?
Shubhan, actually, the medical room is overcrowded. Our sources say that Jasprit Bumrah is touch and go for the first test. He sustained a knee sprain. He had a knee sprain before the final ODI at Lords against England,
Hmm.
and he would be checking in at the COA this week. So
Hmm.
very likely he would be included in the squad with that staple asterisk subject to fitness clearance. As of now, what our sources say, he's touch and go for the first test. That is number one. Washington Sundar is all but ruled out of the first test and touch and go for the second also. So that which is the reason we are told. We have learned that the selection committee is considering Sharan's Jain. Sharans went to Sri Lanka with the India A team, took 7 wickets in 2 matches at Galle and scored a 70 also. And as far as Indian cricket is concerned, at this moment in time, we have a dearth of quality off spinners. And Sri Lanka batting lineup will have an overload of left-handers. So there will have to be an off spinner. Harshit Rana is ruled out. Harshit Rana hamstring ruled out. Right hamstring, I guess. Left quadriceps, Nitish Rana. He is ruled out.
Nitish Kumar Reddy.
Size, Nitish Kumar Reddy. Left quadriceps, he is ruled out. And I'm told even Sai Sudarshan, there's a question mark. I don't know what exactly is the nature of injury with Sai Sudarshan. There is no update. But I'm told that even Sai Sudarshan is under the scanner as far as fitness is concerned. So the medical room is pretty much overcrowded. The good thing is, the one positive aspect is that Ravindra Jadeja is set to return to the fold.
Right, right. Rohit, will keep aside Harshit Rana and Nitish Kumar Reddy for now. They are not that important when it comes to playing in Sri Lankan conditions, playing in subcontinent conditions. But how big a blow are the absence of, or the possible absence of, Washington Sundar and possibly Jasprit Bumrah for the first test as well? If they two are not available for the first test, then that will jolt India's bowling attacks, bowling stocks for the opening test against Sri Lanka.
I think not so much as far as Washington Sundar is also concerned, because as Shamikda rightly said, that if you have a Saransh Jain who has done really well, and it's not only about this India A tour also. If you see the domestic numbers, obviously after Tanush Kotian and Manav Sutar, you have people like, Harsh Dubey and Saransh Jain and this, overall this kind of the young crop who's doing really well as far as the domestic cricket is concerned. And we all saw what they did, more specifically around that one of Afghanistan test, and before that also in domestic cricket. So if you have someone like a Saransh Jain in the absence of Washington Sundar, I think that it won't be that bad as far as the comparisons are concerned. Yes, Washington Sundar is a much more experienced player now. He can contribute with the bat. But that's where the contribution of Saransh Jain specifically in that second game in Galle is concerned, where he scored those 70 not out. So that's where, the things come up as far as Washington Sundar's replacement is concerned. But when it comes down to Jasprit Bumrah, we all know that there's no nearby selection also. It's not 19-20 or even 15-20 when it comes to, Jasprit Bumrah. But the people, I did a story, I think, day before yesterday, and I was very optimistic around that, because the sources were telling us that, they are very sure that he will play the first test. Now, because there is multiple factors when you talk about Jasprit Bumrah, it's not about only this particular thing. Look, he had a long season as far as this T20 World Cup is concerned, and then IPL is concerned. During T20 World Cup, also what Mahela said in a press conference, that he played in the semi-final with injury, and he carried on for the final also, and then he missed the initial bit of the Mumbai Indians, the training sessions I'm calling out here. After that, he was the last one to join the Mumbai camp during this year's IPL. And then obviously we know in between that there are multiple occasions when he was not part of the 11, and that's for a very specific reason. Then he got off for that one-off test match in against Afghanistan, and then obviously the ODI series plus the T20I series in England, and the one in Ireland, and then coming back to that ODI series, and then again getting injured in that Cardiff ODI. That's where I think, and now the main thing is the plan for the future also. What you have to play after this. You have a Asian Games where you have selected Jasprit Bumrah. You have a New Zealand series. My only point of concern is, which I specifically told in that video also, that left leg or left knee, more precisely, left leg means it's your landing leg. Subcontinent
Right.
means it's a hard landing area. Jasprit Bumrah coming from a rehab. Think about this, that it will be a 10 to 15 days rehab. At this point
Hmm.
of time, it's already been done, by the medical team of the BCCI or the doctors who are visiting him from the outside, or maybe with an online consultation. So now the thing is that you have to go through with a certain kind of medication, then a rehab, and then you have to come back for that test on 15th in Gaul. So my only point is that the amount of time he's getting for his body, and then what exactly he has to play after that, there it holds, means the major thing holds there, because you have your major things after that lined up. So
Hmm.
for me, if I'm very sure that Jasprit Bumrah will make it as far as fitness is concerned, but around him, when everyone asks him about the upcoming events, and when his mind is also running around the Asian Games and the New Zealand series, then he has to take a call that whether he wants to play both the games, or he want to play just one game, or he doesn't want to play anything as far as this series is concerned. But then you come down to this question, that this is the very series. If you lose this one, there's nothing for New Zealand, nothing New Zealand can do for the WTCs, or nothing. Anything will be done in the BGT also, where Australia is traveling to India. So for me, that's the whole sole point of this particular series selection, or if we choose to rest as far as this series is concerned. So yeah, multiple factors when it comes down to Jasprit Bumrah, not only about will he be fit and available for this particular series.
Shamita, we all know that majorly the spinners will operate in Sri Lanka, whether be it with the new ball, whether be it with the old ball. Spinners are your dominant forces in Sri Lankan conditions. So is it, of course, India need to win 8 out of 9 games to qualify for the WTC final. So, looking at this Sri Lanka series, looking at the conditions there, do you feel it is worth putting Jasprit Bumrah at risk and making him play 2 matches? I don't think he will play both the matches, even if he passes fit for the first test.
Yes, and that is why there is a question mark over him playing the first test. Um, See, as far as I'm concerned, this test series, as long as you are still in the race, you never know what is going to happen. Australia might completely fizzle out in the BGT in Indian conditions. It might happen. So as long as you are in the race, Test cricket should be your top priority. And Jasprit Bumrah doesn't want to miss Test matches. He gives Test cricket top priority. Um, this is a lot more important series than the Asian Games, because Asian Games, Pakistan haven't picked their their first choice squad. They are going with the B-listers basically, and even without Bumrah, you are expected to beat Bangladesh and Sri Lanka in T20 cricket. Even Pakistan, even if it is full strength Pakistan, you are expected to beat, because there is a gulf in class between those sides and India as far as the shortest format is concerned. But and Pakistan, it would be wrong to judge on the scale of what happened in England, because England are a top T20 side, top white ball side. Nobody in this except India, nobody in Asia can match that skill set what that England have in the shortest format. Now, this as long as you are in the race for WTC, you will have to play your, and this is going to be a very, very important series for a lot of people. Not only Bumrah, not only players, for a very obvious, for obvious reasons, we are not taking any names. But I mean, if I think the viewers are smart enough to read between the lines, and they will understand for whom, for some people, this is going to be a very, very important series, at least in the red ball format, because you have suffered two home whitewashes in a span of sort of 24 months. You couldn't play Simon Harmer on home track. And as you said, that spin bowling, yes, spin bowling. I mean, as far as my understanding or our Revsportz understanding is concerned, Ravindra Jadeja, Manav Suttar, Kuldeep Yadav, and very likely Washington Sundar with an asterisk, and I mean Jain is
Saranjay.
also there. Sarans Jain is also there. So maybe if they are taking both Manav Suttar and Ravindra Jadeja, there is no need to take Harsh Dubey, because in red ball cricket, Manav Suttar is ahead of Harsh Dubey in terms as far as Test cricket is concerned, in terms of bowling style, someone who flights the ball as a sort of classical red ball spinner. But can we handle? Will we be able to handle beyond Shubman Gill? Are we good enough to handle spin if they are laying out bunsons? That is the thing. We couldn't do it in the ODI series
Right.
2 years ago. Me and Rohit were there in Sri Lanka. We couldn't do it. We couldn't play. We struggled to handle spin on
Lal
home
again.
track.
The Lal again.
Against Simon Harmer and against Mitchell Satner, we struggled. And are we good enough? Is our batting good enough to handle spin on rank turners? That is the bigger question. Because we will have spin bowling wherewithal to challenge Sri Lanka, but it is down to our batsmen.
Yeah, even I am pretty confident that our spinners will pull the strings in Sri Lanka. But batting wise, there are a few question marks, and whether the batters can find an answer or not, that will we'll have to see when the series starts. But Rohit, final question before we wrap the show up: any surprises you are looking forward to in this test squad, or do you feel other players apart from these injury concerned players? Other players are automatically automatic pick in the test squad.
I think it will be interesting to see. Look, Sai will, I think, make it to the squad, but otherwise there is a Devdutt Patikal who's doing really well, and his India A tour is also, been something we are looking forward to again as far as the Sri Lanka tour is concerned. And we have discussed this in multiple our shows that the modus operandi of Mr. Chairman Selector is that if the particular player is doing well in the A tours, then he will be part of. If the conditions allow him to get into the part of the Indian team, definitely he'll be there. For me, I think if Jasprit Bumrah touch and go happens, then I think there might be a chance that Gurnur Brar will get a call up. Again, he had this 10-wicket haul as far as the second game is concerned.
Yeah.
So and he is someone this team is obviously
But
looking
expecting Siraj to lead the attack in absence of Bumrah.
obviously, without a doubt. Mohammad Siraj, Prasidh Krishna, definitely these guys will be there. And obviously Siraj will be the lead of the pack, and he has shown immense maturity as far as that oval game is concerned. Even that whole tour is, yes, we all know that Jasprit Bumrah will be there for the 3 test matches, but the real workhorse as far as that particular series is concerned, the go-to man for Shubman Gill, the man who's putting his hand up every time India needs wicket, I think that was Mohammad Siraj. So I think in that particular series, that was a time of, I'm not saying that he taken the pass from Betten, rather you call it Betten from Jasprit Bumrah. It's not like that, but you can actually see after the 5 test matches that who actually led India's pace attack. So and only 1 test we won in the presence of Jasprit Bumrah. That only that Birmingham, and I don't think not even the
No,
Birmingham
we
game.
did not win
Not
a
even,
single test. We lost.
yeah,
We lost both the tests.
we lost
When
both the
Bumrah
tests.
played.
So all the 3 tests rather, no, not
All
the
the
3
three.
tests, the Manchester one draw, but
Draw.
we won in the leadership of Mohammad Siraj. Look what he did with Akashdeep in that Birmingham test, and look what he did in the Oval test. Oval test obviously Karun Nair's half century, century of Yashasvi Jaiswal, but that test will be known for that brilliance of Mohammad Siraj, the spirit and the brilliance of Mohammad Siraj. So yeah, for sure. But the outside selection, obviously, I'm thinking only about Gurnur. If you want to take out a batter, just to tackle spin, as Shamikda, you rightly said that that's where if you are not easily playing a Velalage during that ODI series, so if they come up with a mixture of a Prabhat Jayasuriya, Velalage, maybe someone like a Hasaranga or from Tikshana's class, then what will you do? That will be the important question around. And it's not like that they'll only have spinners. They have one of their slingy arm action bowler ready for against India to use either in Gaul, more importantly, or in Colombo. So they have their bowlers. Yes, you can question their batting lineup, but they have their bowling lineup ready and set as far as this test series is concerned. So for me, yeah, you can either take a Ruturaj Gaikwad, who's really good as far as playing spin is concerned. He's really good with sweeping things around. You can use a Sarfaraz Khan also. There was this chat around the Kolkata test or maybe the South Africa series that team management wants him, and there are certain individuals who said no to his selection. I think Shamikda will give a better clarity on that. That at that point of time, Sarfaraz Khan was on the verge of selection. So I don't know whether Shamikda want to chip in or not, but yeah,
No, yeah, you're right. Guwahati test. Guwahati
yeah,
test.
Guwahati
Second test.
test. Guwahati test. So you can do these things if you know that there are certain individuals who can play spin really well, like a Ruturaj Gaikwad or a Sarfaraz Khan. You can make those changes. And if team management wants him there just because of Simon Harmer factor or the factor that Indian team is not playing spin really well, you saw Dhruv Jurel, giving away his wicket. You saw Shubman Gill was obviously not part of that particular match, but all the other batters are not giving you kind of confidence that yes, these guys can play spin really well. Now this is going to be slow, and the kind of turn you will get here, I think it will be a difficult challenge. So yeah, you can go out of the box for the very reason that people who can play spin better, you can allow them to get another chance as far as the selection is concerned.
A small
Let's
problem.
see.
A small problem with that, Rohit. People who can play spin better, that breed is gone. That breed is all but gone. Without Shubman, besides Shubman Gill, you don't have people who can play spin better. That is. But Shubham, I have a small question for you, and you have been. I mean, you follow Indian cricket at close quarters. We have started with the injuries, and if you see so many muscle injuries, Prince Yadav being the latest casualty. People are coming back from rehab and picking up injuries. What's happening? The head of medicine and science at the COE, he has gone. This is for a long time. The post is lying vacant. What's been
Right.
happening?
Right, that's the question I think we all need to ask to the BCCI. What is happening at the Center of Excellence? You don't have a strength and conditioning head. You don't have a medical head, to be precise. After Nitin Patel left the spot, and that post has been lying vacant for a long time now. And these injuries, I think it has to go with the routine of the players as well, of the field lifestyle. They are not as disciplined as your top level athletes are. Be, for example, a Virat Kohli, for example, the hockey players, the football players are. So they need to also check. We can't just keep on putting blame on the BCCI every time. They are a soft target. The board is always a soft target. But the players also need to check their lifestyle, what they are doing beside playing those 40 overs, 100 overs matches, for 4 day, 5 day matches. So it should be a collective effort, but at the same time, Center of Excellence, they need to get their protocols, medical protocols, fitness protocols up to the standards, up to the current protocols that are followed by other athletes, other associations, other sports as well. So unless it's a well-oiled unit, you will keep on finding these loopholes. The players will keep on finding loopholes. They will keep on cracking the return to play protocols with 85%, 90% fitness, and again fall back to injuries. So I feel there has to be a corrective measure going forward. As soon as it comes, it is well and good. Otherwise, you will keep on picking up injuries. What happened to Sai Sudarshan? That was unfortunate. A player can pick up a blow. while playing. They can get injured, but if you are getting injured repeatedly, hamstring injuries, same kind of same nature of injuries, then I think you need to look into things and have a good introspection of where things are going wrong.
Like Bumrah means this happened while he was fielding. This was not
Yeah,
something which,
yeah.
related to his back or related to
Uh,
anything else. It was just the way he was diving around. So yeah,
so well, injuries can happen, but how these injuries are happening, that is something which you need to check, and that is where you need to have a medical head at the center of excellence. So let's see what happens. What happens? Whether the selection committee pulls up any surprises or not in the selection meeting. We'll have the team by tomorrow. Whether Jasprit Bumrah, Washington Sundar, these players are fit for the two both are fit for both the test or not. We'll get to know by tomorrow. So stay tuned to Revsportz. We'll be covering all the details of the selection meeting and, of course, the Sri Lanka tour as well. So stay tuned to Revsportz. The Commonwealth Games coverage continues, so keep an eye on that. A lot of medals coming to India's way. So again, keep following us, keep supporting us, and thank you so much for watching for now.